Morning. I'd like to invite everyone to come with me today on a tour of Father Jack's garden. Starting out, there's a garden back in the back corner of the yard. We start out up here as we walk in with the blueberry bush. You can see here's my blueberries. Look underneath there, you can see they're growing in a half barrel in peat moss. See the branches are bent down. The wonderful clusters of blueberries on there. Blueberry bush, fine, vibrant. Let's walk on over. This is my garden bench, my garden table, where I make my starts. Put the seeds in the little starting trays there with some soil, keep them wet and watered for a while. Grow lots of good starts there. Now we're entering into the garden itself. Here is my peppers, chilies, and Carmen's, big Bertas, sweet peppers. This is a Havasu hot chili right there. Looking forward to eating those. Got some jalapenos. There's those jalapenos there. There they are. I walk into my garden path and bricks I laid down years and years ago in my garden path. Bush beans, and in the back there, starting to climb up on the fence lattice work, is bitter melon. Bitter melon is a cucumber-like melon that grows up on the trellis. Very, very bitter and very good for your health and your digestion. Here we have a 5-year-old serrano chili bush. This is my gnarly chili bush right here. See those serranos? Oh, they are good. Muy picoso, muy sabroso. Kind of spicy, really good. So now we're going to turn and look down into the garden. On the left, you see the zucchinis going big and bushy. And on the right, my cucumbers, which were planted a little bit later, but they're also vines. They run all over and produce cucumbers. And then along the side here, in the middle, tomatoes. Now, tomatoes come in two kinds. They come in bush tomatoes or vine tomatoes, determinate or non-determinate. These are non-determinate vines along the fence. Fence makes a great, you can see the fence there. Fence makes a great way to grow your tomatoes, your vine tomatoes. And they will grow and continue to produce through the season. These are Juliets. I can't really see them very well there, but they're kind of a half Roma, half grape combo of tomatoes. Just per perspective here. The fence is about 6 feet tall or so. So tomatoes now about 4 feet high, and zucchinis. Looking on in here. Zucchinis flower in the morning. There's our lovely zucchini flowers. See, that's a male flower that's got full of pollen, and the female flowers are the ones with the zucchinis on them. And there's the zucchini and the female flower. Zucchinis, like all squash, have to be pollinated. If they're not pollinated, they just stay small. You have to pollinate them so that they grow into zucchinis. Walking on through here. Here's a sunflower that I planted. Starting to reach up on the edge. Cucumbers. And I'm very excited because right down here, see this? Aha! There's the first cucumber. Whoa, they are good. They are very good. I'm back now on my little brick path in my garden. I'm back here to it. I call this the colony. This is my squash bed. in the back here. Get a good understanding of this, but you can see they also squash flowers. The other squash flower, in the same manner that zucchinis do, they're all squash. Back here we have patty pan, Peter pan, butternut, and spaghetti squash. And if you look back on the back fence there, you can see my blackberries are getting ripe. We've been enjoying really good blackberries right now. I like to grow things on fences. You can see the spaghetti squash is also climbed up there. Spaghetti squash is a vine type squash, instead of a bush type squash. Now we're looking out over into my bed over there, which has daikon radish and beets, or root crops. And here in the foreground you can see a couple more squash. Now these I planted a month or so after, maybe 6 weeks after the first ones. So this is the second round. This is the way you extend the life of your garden, the production of your garden. I replant every 6 weeks or so, and get some fresh starts going, and they produce about 60 days later. So you keep your garden going through the summer and then make the turn in the fall to your winter garden. Same principle here with the tomatoes. I planted these a couple months after the first tomatoes, so as the first ones come to finish with the harvest, then we'll start turning to the second ones. And no garden is complete without a good bed of basil. Oh yeah, because we know it comes from basil. Pesto. Pesto. The garden is a very delicious exercise. And here we have the sunflower that God planted. The one that I wrote the little article about. This is a volunteer. That means it came up all by itself, by the hand of God, not by the hand of Father Jack. And you can see how vibrant, strong this sunflower is. Volunteers often display that, always display that extra strength and vibrancy because they come from the hand of the Creator himself. Again, here's my daikon radish, big bushy giant tops, and beets. Beet tops are wonderful green, so you steam them like spinach. And then over there on the fence again you see some more bitter melons growing. They're going to grow up and climb up into the juniper tree there, and it's going to become the bitter melon tree. By the end of the year, the bitter melon are likely to cover the entire thing, and then I can just harvest them right off of the tree. So, welcome to Father Jack's garden. I hope you've enjoyed this little tour. As we kind of pan back through a little bit here on the way out the gate, or over the fence actually. Looking back over there to the zucchinis, you can see how big they get. That wall also is about 5 or 6 feet, and the sunflower starting to stretch up over. Looking back down the way we came, tomatoes. Thank you for joining me on the tour this morning. And next time on Father Jack's Garden, we'll take a little tour around to all the fruit trees that I have planted around the perimeter. So until then, have a good morning, enjoy your coffee, and may the blessing of the Lord be upon you.